Are you alright? Hello everybody, welcome back to this YouTube channel. My name is Julia, and in today's clip I'm actually gonna review the Carnival free Tahiti palette, the Bperfect collaboration with Stacey. I actually received this as a birthday gift. If you did not already watch that clip, I pretty much shared what I got for my birthday, and this guy was featured over there because that's why I have it in my hands. I actually have their second collaboration. I did not try the first one, but I found it very similar to the second one, to be completely honest, and I don't think there's any reason to buy it ever. But I think this third collaboration was very much different than the second one, although some colors might seem similar. Let me know if you would like to see a comparison between the two of them. That's not what I'm gonna do today. Obviously, to some extent, I might underline these things if I feel that, but I'm not physically gonna take, their second collaboration and do swatches next to each other and eyes next to each other. But if you would like to see that, let me know. I would love to probably do it, to be completely honest, since I already have both of them in the house. But yeah, this is the actual packaging. It looks stunning. I actually love the second collaboration, so I don't see why, in terms of formulation, I would not love this one. But in terms of how it looks, it actually looks amazing. I think it's such a colorful, amazing, sort of more on the purpley side palette. I think it has loads of purples and pinks, different than their second collaboration. It's similar in terms of certain colors, but it's definitely by any means not identical, how I felt at least between the first and the second, which I really very much appreciate. So the shimmers look much more popping, so I'm very curious about them. But yeah, so far so good. I'm gonna start up. Are you alright? Did you see that? Wow, I got scared. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but yeah, it has magnets. I mean, maybe someone was interested in that. It closes with magnets. So yeah, I was saying I'm gonna dig into the palette and try to use as many shades as possible. Usually what I do is do 2 different eyes. So it's gonna be a long video probably, but for good reasons, because I'm gonna try as many shades as possible onto the eyes as well. Not only swatching every single shade, because yes, I'm gonna do it. By the end of this clip, you're gonna see every single shade swatched. I usually leave the minutes in the description down below because I'm that nice. I know some people want to stare at the swatches, so I'm one of those people. Yeah, I know the struggle sometimes when you just want to see one thing. And usually when you're looking at reviews for palette, you want to see the swatches. So yeah, I mean, obviously it's not going to explain the performance of the eyeshadow onto the eye, so stay tuned for what's to come. Yeah, let's jump into it. So I have every single brush cleaned for the purpose of properly giving this a good review. So I think I'm gonna start with the purples because that's the most exciting part of this palette, I feel. And Lilac looks amazing, so I'm gonna dig into that guy. It coated the brush, which means pigment. I always prime my eyes with a P. Louise base, so I'm gonna prime it quickly. And then I'm gonna apply that shade. I forgot to prime my eyes, I'm very sorry about that. I really do think primers make a huge difference in your routine. And I used to not believe into a good primer, but this P. Louise one really changed the way I look at primers, at least eye primers, even face primers. But yeah, that's another story to tell another time, because otherwise we're gonna be staying here for ages. So I'm applying Lilac now on this eye. This is such a beautiful pastel lilac, really. It's definitely pigmented, but as you can see, it's more on the, what was the word I literally just said? Pastel. It's more on the pastel side. So I really like that. I'm very much into pastels myself, and I think this is a good shade. Like it's not patchy so far. So let's see how it blends out with another shade. But by now, I'm gonna go with shade Coral onto the other crease. Again, pigmented. It coated the brush. So again, a very pigmented, beautiful shade. This is definitely more on the neon side. Excuse me being like, I went a bit over the top. I, generally speaking, when I'm doing these clips, don't expect like the most amazing, you know, inspirational, whatever makeup, because technically speaking, I don't know what I'm doing, and sometimes it turns out amazing and sometimes it doesn't turn out that amazing. But I mean, we are here for the colors, to see how the colors look like, and I must say I love it. It definitely is a coral shade and it's very unique, I must say that. I don't think I have something in that kind of like color into my collection. I'm gonna try to get a bit upper with this guy just because that's really up. Nice. So I'm taking shade Yellow and I'm gonna apply it next to the purple and see what's gonna turn out. Actually, this palette is not that hard to keep into my hands if I'm thinking right now. One thing I really hated about the second collab in terms of like comparing to this guy is the highlighters. I think it's great that they decided to not put the highlighters into one, because seriously nowadays, not only makeup artists are obsessed with makeup, it's generally speaking consumers that only do makeup on themselves, and personally I'm like that, and I can't use the other two shimmery shades, like shimmery highlighters, and if I'm hearing anyone saying you could use them as eyeshadow, let's be real, who does that? So yeah, I really appreciate, because I'm realizing now that it's easy to keep it into my hands, because it doesn't have those three highlighters to make it even heavier. And I'm just gonna apply it over here. Seems it blends out really nicely with the other shade, which is great. This is actually not like a proper yellow, like obviously by the name, I thought it's gonna be a yellow, but it's more orange. I have no idea why I thought it's gonna be yellow, because it looks in the pan like a proper orange, which it is. It's very beautiful. It blends down nicely with lilac. Obviously it kind of faded away because I went over it, but you can always go back and forth like I'm doing right now, and you can see it's coming back to life. Like I said, generally speaking, I go over my Instagram if you want to see artsy, amazing looks. Not to be overheaded, but I'm very proud of the majority of them. I have a few over there that I'm like a bit like eh, but I'm still more proud than the looks I sometimes create for my reviews, because seriously, I'm literally thinking about the product and that's it. Trying to do a decent look, but obviously it's more to apply loads of eyeshadow on my eye to see how they look around the eye area, if that makes sense. Actually, let me know if you enjoyed that about this channel, or if this is the first clip ever, if you enjoyed that part, that I'm trying to apply as many eyeshadows onto my lids rather than just create a look with two shades and call it a day. Let me know. I'm gonna go now with Pink Lily because it looks very like boom in your face, and I'm gonna apply it on this eye. I really like how it looks. Pink Lily. Yeah. It's definitely pink but purpley-ish sort of thing. I feel Pink Lily is not as intense as I would like to. It's a beautiful shade. It's a sort of, I don't know, it makes me think of grapes for some reason, but it's definitely pink. But it's not as like boom in your face as I would like it to. But it's still a beautiful shade. And to short the mess underneath my eye, I think I'm gonna go with Reef on this eye. I'm taking some chances, yeah, right? And Key Lime on, no, Lagoon on this side, just to make it a bit different. Oh my god, do you see how, this is crazy. Oh wow, that's actually amazing. Yeah, that's interesting. It did oxidize by the time I tried to kind of blend out with the brush where Pink Lily was, just because I wanted to do that to see if it has this, because sometimes with greens I've noticed this, they can be very tricky to blend out, and this looks like so. It looks like that kind of a shade where if you like to blend it out, it's not gonna have it necessarily. But it looks sick underneath the eye area. That actually looks amazing. And let's see how Lagoon looks like. This again, so pigmented. That's actually really pigmented. I love it. Right, so the shades are really pigmented, like I said. I'm not quite sure if I'm feeling this, but let's sparkle it a bit, because I think that's gonna put things together. So the most sparkly out of all of them are exactly this guy, Blue Moon, Rose Pink, and Starlight. So you know what? I'm gonna use Rose Pink because it sounds nice on this part, and I'm gonna use Blue Moon on this eye, on this particular eye. So let's start with this one, shall we? Because I'm very excited and I hope it's gonna put together the look. They seem like a quite creamy formula. So yeah, you need to wiggle a bit the brush in it, which I personally don't mind, but you need to be a bit aware of that, because otherwise you're gonna have a hard time, I think. I mean, let's see. Oh wow. It definitely has a lot of fallout, like, I hope you can properly see the fallout. It has massive fallout, so something to bear in mind. I personally like to do my eyes first when I know I use a lot of glitter, especially this type of formula, because generally speaking they always have fallout because they have a lot of sparkle into them, and it's just what it is. Like, the shade is gorgeous. Like, the shade is actually gorgeous. I'm gonna try to apply it with my finger as well, just to give you, oh, definitely works much better with the finger, which is something that I personally sometimes do mind. Like, I wish there would be a possibility where you could make eyeshadows, sparkly eyeshadows, work with a brush just as fine as with the finger, because I like, you know, being able to not touch directly with my fingers the pans, because sometimes what I do is I forget I did that and touch my face, and it ends up into a mess, especially when I have to go out. That's the most concerned I am about, because sometimes I'm late and I need to be ready fast. I'm gonna move along with Rose Pink onto the left eye. But oh my god, that is gorgeous once again. Like, they are gorgeous, it's just they have a lot of fallout. This doesn't seem to have the same fallout though. That's interesting. I feel the glitter specks are much smaller than this guy. So actually, this is not comparable to Blue Moon. Blue Moon has glitter, very huge glitter specks into it, and this seems to definitely have glitter specks into it, but not as huge as those ones, and they don't have fallout, which is great. And now I'm actually gonna go with vanilla in both of my inner corners. I think that looks like such a perfect inner corner shade, so I'm gonna do it. Ooh, that's actually interesting. I thought it's a champagne shade, but it has a yellow shift to it, as if it's truly vanilla. That's actually really unique. I don't know if you can see, but it's more on the yellow. Like, it truly resembles the vanilla, kind of like ice cream looking like, but it's just with sparkle into it. I love that. Like, I think that's so cool. Yeah. Right, so I'm gonna go off camera and finish off my eyes and put some mascara, lashes, and all that jazz, and come back with the full face on to do the swatches. So I shall see you in a second. So yeah, I mean, overall, as a first impression, I really do think the colors are amazing. Obviously, it looks much more put together with my lashes, sorry, I'm looking into the mirror, which was way too far away. With my lashes and my eyeliner and obviously my lips, I think it looks much put together, which usually it tends to happen anyways. Like, you know, what's the saying? Trust the process. I still think it looks amazing, and even going like crazy with the shades, I think this is meant to be, you know, for that. And I'm glad, like, it looks good. I really like how it looks. I really do. Only this part where I try to combine the green, the reef, with pink lily, I think it went a bit like weird, but that's the only complaint I have. Which seriously, with greens, I came to the realization that they are a bit tricky to blend. Not because it doesn't blend, but it just kind of like oxidizes with the other shade. And it makes sense because it's just like you combine two totally different colors and they are pigments and they are much harder to work around. However, I always say this, you can always find ways around an eyeshadow to make it work. And you know, the green one, I think I always found a way, maybe to press it down if it doesn't blend out like it seems to kind of like look. And you still make a gorgeous shade like this green pop into a look. Although it might not be in a sense of like blending it out, but I feel everybody like stresses the idea of having eyeshadows and blend them out. Like sometimes you can do graphic makeup and you don't have to blend the eyeshadow in itself. So yeah, I mean, I obviously did not try every single shade, but I love all of them and I'm sure I'm gonna make a use out of them all. The shimmers are insane, and I seriously, I did get it as a gift. But if you don't have that many eyeshadows like I do, like I have way too many, I think this one and the second one are literally the perfect palettes to start off, because they are so cheap as well. Like I forgot, this is like 36 pounds. I actually forgot to mention that, which is the most important thing, Julia. But these are so affordable. Probably you know by now. Like if you're watching this clip, you probably know they are affordable. So without further ado, by any means, I hope this video was useful and relevant to you and you find it helpful. And yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you enjoyed this clip and if you like the style I do when it comes to reviews and do two different eyes. I would be very appreciative if you let me know if you enjoyed this. And like this video and maybe subscribe. But if you don't want to subscribe, maybe just like, because it helps me out. And I mean, why would you not subscribe? I do makeup bits and I enjoy makeup like probably you do. And you know, you can always unsubscribe if you actually end up saying, hey, I don't like her channel. You can unsubscribe, just like that. And yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know, I don't have anything else to say. I'm tired, so I'm gonna finish this clip. Hopefully, I will see you within the next video. Bye!